Look here, folks. When I saw this trailer, it was a no-brainer. I had to check it out, and it certainly delivered. Look at the star power. You knew it was going to be good. Folks, I'm ready to get into my review of the new series, Dopesick. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the series Dopesick, which is going to be releasing on Hulu October 13th. Now, this series has 8 episodes. I've only checked out 7, so I got to stay tuned for the finale, which I cannot wait. I am seriously, I can't wait to see how this all resolves. They're about an hour each, and you're going to be instantly hooked, no pun intended. This is a fantastic series, and there's a lot of things I want to talk about with this, so like bear with me here, because I want to definitely, dump out some information, but also give you my appreciation, thoughts, and reaction to this series. Now, when I first was exposed to the opioid crisis, like, sure, everybody hears about it. We all know that we're currently in it. And you know what that entitles, where you talk about oxycodone and so on. But I wasn't actually exposed to the education, the history, the scandal of it until I watched this docuseries that was on HBO called Crime of the Century, which is available now, and I've done a review for. And that really opened my eyes about the corruption of Purdue Pharma and everything with Oxycontin. Like, it just was a mind-blowing, I just couldn't believe the information that I was getting from that. So when I saw this series and I saw the first of all the star power, and then I was like, okay, that's a really good cast. And then once I started to see what it was about, I was kind of like, oh my god, like, now I can go into this not only with the knowledge of what this is about, but also like being able to see how they're going to bring their own take to it, and I'm guaranteed good performances, and we know that. So it just changed my perception going into this a lot differently, from not knowing anything to now knowing stuff and seeing what was it going to deliver. And with that, it certainly delivered. So with that being said, which I'll go about in a second, sure, there is a lot of this being actual with the characters, the events, and all of that sorts of stuff, but there is some fictional stuff to kind of add some more fluff to it. But with enough case studies out there, it's even hard to say that that's even fictional, because they could probably just swap a few names and it was just like, yeah, that was somebody's story, because so many people were affected by this, especially in the West Virginia area, to the point that like it's easy to say, hey, we want to interview you about somebody that was affected by this. We would love to be able to bring their story to life. Sure, we'll change their name and likeliness and whatnot, but this character is truly, built around someone's experience, and I can honestly see that. So, but yeah, folks, this again, Dopesick, it will be on Hulu October 13th. Now let's get into it now. So this series is going to take us from different taking us from different points of the timeline, starting back into the mid 80s all the way into basically currently, where we're seeing different vantage points of all of the events to the rise of Purdue Pharma and how it became such a $1 billion company, and the scandal that was revolved all around it. So we're getting folks both in the DEA, we're getting folks in Purdue, we're getting folks who were addicts, we're getting sales reps, we're getting doctors, we're getting folks of the town. You're getting all different perspectives of folks who were basically affected by the OxyContin crisis. It's by all means exactly what you think it is. It is scary. It is sad. There's tons of tragedy. And when you talk about an epidemic, like, it's really no happy ending to this, but it's the facts here. It's the facts that OxyContin has ruined a lot of people's lives based on Purdue and their one goal, and their goal was expansion and money by any means necessary. So you're going to see how America struggled through this. And now, while we're just focusing on Virginia, this affected all of America, and the opioid addiction, and that's what this is going to pretty much expose you to. Now, let's go in particular into some of the characters here. Now, Michael Keaton, he plays this Dr. Sam Finney, who we see him being a ethical doctor. He wants to just help people. He's caring. He's personable. He's trusted. But we see this character go through his own struggles about buying into it and being against it, and whether it becomes a personal journey for him or not, which I don't want to tell you. We just see this character really tested about his beliefs, everything with Oxycontin. So Michael Keaton, as you would expect, who also is the executive producer of this alongside of Danny Strong, fantastic. I mean, I love Michael Keaton. I really don't think he could do any wrong, but he's fantastic in this, because as a doctor who, is against it, but then maybe starts to buy into it some, we see that emotion, the journey, the struggle, much like everybody else who was involved with it, who was suspicious of it, but who realized like, oh, maybe this could be an answer. Maybe this is a miracle drug. We see him as a doctor firsthand battle this crisis. So very interesting character there. Now, Michael Stuhlbarg, who, I mean, if you haven't seen Your Honor, you're missing out on one fantastic series. Who he absolutely killed his role in that. He plays Richard Sackler. He is the head of Purdue Pharma. He had one goal, as I said, and that was to expand, and that was to make money by any means. And his solution for everything, for anybody who was dealing with any bit of pain, because Oxycontin was technically the successor of MS Cotton, which with MS Cotton and their patent getting ready to expire, he had to figure out a way to take things to the next level, to keep things profitable. So he came up with this new solution in Oxycontin, and in order to get people to buy in order to make the money, keep rolling in, and to double and to make more and to expand, he had to keep people addicted. He had to get people to buy in. So his solution at all times, no matter whatever your pain was to provide more to them. So he made more, he made higher dosage, he distributed more, and he got everybody to buy in. Everybody. He even got the FDA to approve things that they traditionally wouldn't approve by his own swindles, shall I say. And then he got his sales reps. He made it a game, like a sport for his sales reps. The more and more you sell to these different practices, the more money you get, and little did he know. I mean, he knew, but he didn't care. But this was just the start to the end, And they tried to say that this wasn't addictive. That was their whole sales marketing pitch, is that this isn't addictive. And well, that's a lie, folks. So there's that. Now, Kaitlyn Dever is an actress who I have really been fond of ever since her performance in Booksmart. By all means, she is my favorite character in this, and her performance is top tier. She plays this character, Betsy, who is a queer young lady who has a love interest. She works in the coal mines there in Virginia, and her family, who just isn't acceptable of her lifestyle, her sexuality. That creates tension for her living. So she's making money so she can get the hell up out of there. However, she got hurt on the job. Really badly hurt. Like, no BS. She really is hurt. Her solution is to go see her doctor. She has to go see the trusted doctor in town, which we know is Dr. Finney. He decides that maybe this is a means of solution by giving her Oxycontin. Now, I have to premise that, like, even though that he may have been against it, he still wanted her to manage it correctly. And this is why her story is good, because this exposed that even by using it properly, you still can become addicted. So we see this character who is completely driven on returning to work, managing her injury and her pains to make money, to get out of her house in order for her to have a quality of life that she wants with her girlfriend. Her performance, her ups and downs, the display of addiction and addiction personality is just fantastic. And then the other interesting thing about her story is that her family, we see how they're affected, where you're automatically against her parents in the beginning because they don't accept her, but we see the parents go above and beyond to do anything for their daughter who is addicted by this drug. It is by far an amazing storyline within this series. It's really, really good, and it's authentic for somebody who has seen somebody battle with their addiction, and their parents and everyone involved around them. It brought out the same emotions. So really, really, really good. Will Poulter, he plays Billy. He's a sales rep. He's one of the ones who has to go out there and feed the sales pitch to the doctors, the ones to get them to buy into it. But he has his own personal issues, and even his own morale is starting to shift a little bit. So with his story, we're seeing him battle personal things, and we're also seeing his once made up mind actually be swayed a little bit here. So you got to kind of see how that plays out. And then last but not least, even though she's not the last person in this, because there's still tons more cast members I could talk about, is my favorite Rosario Dawson, who plays Bridget Mayer, who is the deputy director of the diversion division, which is the highest ranking. She becomes the highest ranking woman official in the DEA. Well, she has a job. Her job is to take Purdue down. That's all I can say about that. But folks, I can't stress enough. You're seeing this story from the eyes of the seller, the users, the DEA, the FDA, Purdue, everybody. As Purdue is telling everybody that it's safe, and we see how their tactics to try to increase dosage to make more profit. And then we're seeing the battle against that, where the FDA says that this is bad. A lot of people are dying, both people personally and people of all ages, kids and so on. And that's what the story is. So Dopesick, folks, I can't stress enough. This is a show you have to watch. It's coming on Hulu October 13th. It's 8 episodes. They're an hour each. You don't want to miss out on this. This was a fantastic series, and I can't wait to know what you all thoughts about this when you see it. It is a lot. It is an emotional roller coaster. You will be tested emotionally with this one. You may want to cry. You may get mad. It's a lot. But folks, jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this once you check it out. Your excitement to check this out. And then, as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.